Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Jerry feeling a little under the weather tonight, so he stuck with just Ron and myself for this evening.
I know you
show.
were going to talk about it, but I want to beat you to it. Happy anniversary, Scott.
Yes, happy anniversary, Ron.
Yeah, buddy.
It's our 4-year anniversary doing this show. We started
happily married with this show for 4 years.
Yeah. It's about 4 years ago. Not today, but I think the 21st was our first show. So we've been doing this since 2017.
Started out with a half hour, and we weren't sure how we were going to get through that.
I don't even think it was that long. Anyway, it's
I think we planned on a half hour.
Live from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report presented by Oakshade Raceway. And somebody referred to us like a soggy hot dog on a Sunday afternoon.
Really?
Yeah. Details on that coming up a little bit later. We do have a Hammer Down hotline.
Oh, boy.
We'll have our weekend weather pit stop with guest meteorologist Ron, the weatherman Miller.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Don't look for much.
Also coming up, we'll be talking to Spencer Bayston, and we're going to be giving away tickets to the Sandusky Speedway Cavalcade.
Yeah, big deal. It's a big race for them.
Yeah,
it's a great weekend there.
Yeah, that's October 2nd and 3rd, a Saturday, Sunday deal, Friday practice we just saw there. So,
right.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on tonight. We'll be talking to, thank you, Chris. We'll be talking to, as I mentioned, Spencer Bayston, winner of the Brad Doty Classic and the Attica Ambush, his first World of Outlaw win.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, so, and he's with a new team this year, too, so we'll talk to him about that stuff. Before we get to all the exciting action from last weekend, I do have to mention that you can vote for us nominate us. Toledo City Papers. Best of Toledo nominations are happening now through October 15th. If you get us on the ballot again, we may stick around and do the show for another year. If not,
yeah,
maybe not. Maybe we'll be done. I don't know. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube as well. You can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and of course you can check out hammerdownracingreport.com for all that information. And what else did I want to mention? There was something else. I guess it's not that important. Thanks to Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race, racing every Saturday night. Our presenting sponsor, except for this Saturday night. They made the call just a little while ago, probably about an hour ago or so, that
too wet.
Yeah. And I got some pictures I was going to share here. Here's one of them. I don't know how well that's going to come out, but
it's underwater.
Yeah, that's all there. You can kind of see that it's underwater, and they were pumping all day yesterday, so they got over for 4 inches of rain, and
I've got some farm friends up here, Scott, that have 6-inch rain gauges, and they overflowed. So, yeah, it's been a significant rain event.
Yeah, so we'll see if some of the other tracks around here can dry out. I know Fulton County got hit pretty hard there. Delta, I heard, had like 5 inches or something.
Right.
So that's probably why Ryan Weekman was off the end of this week. So a lot going on in the chat there. Also have to thank Dittman Motorsports, performance parts, custom bodies, fabrication, racing fuels, Hoosier tires, and more. Give them a call, 419-283-8580. Tell them Hammer Down Racing Report sent you. I called them after I called you the other day about trying to change the light, or fix the light in my tachometer.
In the tachometer.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize I had the tachometer all the way out. I didn't realize just the little thing in the front. You just had to twist that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think Craig thought that was pretty funny that I had it all the way out.
Well, I think it's kind of humorous too, Scott.
Yeah, the bulb was fine too. I just had to clean up the contacts and all was good there.
Oh.
Also have to thank Big D's Pizza, Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and more in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. You can order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Big on taste, not on price. And Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys that are produced and manufactured in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com or call 419-800-8100. Check out some of their apparel as well on sale on their website. There's a pond on the way out to Oakshade off of 20.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
It's like
do.
across the street from that big whatever that is.
That's
swamp.
the goose pond. There's always
Okay, you saw the goose that's always there.
Oh yeah.
It took me like a year or two to realize that was not a real goose.
You're talking about the big pond
on the pond that's on the right as you're going out.
Okay.
There's like a goose or
on
duck or
on
something.
the north side.
Yeah, that's there every week.
Well, there's swans on that side this
Is
year.
it a swan?
In the small pond. And
anyway, it made me think of the real geese thing.
Okay.
It looked pretty real. It may have been a realgeese.com thing.
Okay, Scott.
Thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars, freeze frame photos as well. And as we mentioned, we're going to be giving away the Bev J. Cox Memorial Cavalcade 4-pack of tickets. That's presented by Budweiser. That's going to be for the October 2nd part of that 2-day show, the Saturday part.
Okay.
We'll get you free tickets. And again, the details on that are coming up. On Saturday is going to be $2,000 to win for the modified CRS Super Trucks, Renegade Stocks, and or both of these on both these days. We'll have to get more clarification from Chris Mize. They're going to have the Ohio Wheelman Series, Pure Stocks, Beginner Stocks, all in action as well. And Friday's going to be a practice day. If you want to get yourself registered to win those tickets, go ahead and just put a comment. If you're listening to us on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, doesn't matter. Just put hashtag Sandusky at any time during the show. We'll draw the winner later. That'll put you into the drawing. There you go.
Good. That way they can spell Sandusky.
Yes. So this will
who?
This was only be for our live listeners tonight. Hashtag Sandusky. Again, we'll do that drawing at the end of the show. So if you get your name in the comments or get your hashtag Sandusky in the comments, then you are entered to win that. So get back to our weekend racing roundup from this past weekend. A lot of racing action going on. Probably not so much this weekend, but we shall see. Gabe Mueller led the entire distance to win his first ever $1,000 Bomber Spectacular on Saturday night at Oakshade. Adam Lance finished second with Colin Schilt third. Rusty Schlenk won his 9th feature win of the year at Oakshade over Devin Shields, Colin Shipley. Jesse Jones out of Liberty Center picked up his first sportsman feature win.
He ran a great race. As a matter of fact, he made some of the guys look pretty bad.
Yeah, he's been running top 5 pretty consistently this year.
He's been running well, but that was a really good feature to watch.
He won that over Josh Robertson and Drew Smith, and Eric Carr beat Joe Carr in the compact feature with Joe Elliott finishing in third. Fremont Speedway, it was Greg Wilson took the lead, the white flag lap of the fast on Dirt 410A main, drove to his 13th career win. Nate Dussel finished second, and DJ Foose rounded out the podium there. Indianapolis, Indiana's Thomas Meserol survived early race cautions and drove away, leading all 25 laps of the Boss, the Buckeye Outlaw Sprint Series feature event for his third career Fremont win. Luke Hall finished second. Matt Westfall finished third. Jamie Miller, he won the 305 Sprint feature. I guess it's been a while since he won a Sprint feature, like a year, I think it was. Logan Reel finished in second generation racer. Mike Keegan finished in third. Miller then claimed his 5th Burmeister Trophy dirt truck feature win of the year, edging out Jeff Babcock by just half a truck length. Miller now has 29 career wins at Fremont and sits 17th on the track all-time win list. Sean Valeni finished third. Montpelier Motor Speedway over in Indiana, Cole Sink took the UMP modified feature over Todd Sherman, Tony Anderson. In Super Stocks, it was Josh Litton taking the checkered flag in front of Glenn Bradley. Tony Anderson finished third. Landon Arcaro took another front-wheel drive Hornets victory with Brady Hines finishing second and Josh Gamblin finishing in third. Sandusky Speedway feature winners were all champions. They had championship night on Saturday there, and all their champions actually won their features that night. Yeah, Clayton Oliver took the Renegades feature win over Dylan Napier and Noah Patterson. Pure Stocks, it was Johnny Newman, who was the champion, took another feature win over Tanner Smith and Dan Boren. Jason Wells took the victory in the modifieds. Matt Marlowe finished second. Kevin J. Cox Jr. finished third. Laney Najedli took another beginner stock feature win over AJ Andrews and Jaden Keene. And so all those feature winners, also the track champions in their respective divisions there. Caden Lapchib, how do you pronounce his name?
What?
Are the winner of the 100 lap Outlaw Super Late Model feature at Toledo Speedway.
I don't know. Spell it.
Lapsevich. We're going to go with that.
Okay.
We need Gary Linda on that one. Caden Lapsevich was the winner of the 100 lap Outlaw Super Late Model Toledo Speedway, part of the Glass City 200. Blake Rowe pulled the big surprise of the night, leading only the final lap as he captured top honors in the ARCA CRA Super Series feature event. And Caden White took the CRA Junior Late Model checkered flag. In World of Outlaw action, Carson Macedo won his second straight Tom Territon Classic Saturday night. The entire Territon Macedo family was in attendance to celebrate the emotional victory at Keller Auto Speedway. The $21,000 payday is the second richest victory in Macedo's life. Macedo passed Brad Sweet on lap 14 with a little help from lap traffic. Never looked back. James McFadden rounded out the podium in that race. Next up for the World of Outlaws tomorrow night is before the Crowns at Eldora Speedway. And Saturday night, they're headed over to Pennsylvania. It's Commonwealth Clash at Lernerville Speedway. So hopefully, Pennsylvania's not getting as much rain as we did here. Hopefully, it didn't get as much rain down at Eldora. I'm sure.
Or Fremont.
The Flow Racing All-Star Circuit Champions, Anthony Macri, led from start to finish to pick up a $7,000 payday in the 39th running of the Jack Dunn Memorial at Williams Grove Speedway on Friday night. Seven-time track champion Lance DeWeese finished second, and Brett Marks rounded out the podium there. Justin Peck is now a Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions winner, cashing in big during the 8th edition of the annual Dirt Classic on Saturday at Lincoln Speedway. The victory, a fifth career All-Star triumph, earned Peck a $20,000 payday. Freddie Raymer held on to finish second. Outside pole sitter Josh Wise finished third. And next up for the All-Stars, of course, Eldora on Saturday night for the 4 crowns.
Yeah.
Tyler Erb took the lead early on Tuesday night's Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series 25 lap preliminary night at Knoxville Raceway, and went on to win his 5th Lucas Oil Series event of the season. I believe we may have Tyler on the show next week.
Really?
Last time we had him on, he was running the Australia deal a few years ago. Jonathan Davenport and Kyle Larson chased Erb to the finish line, finishing second and third. For the second straight night, Tyler Erb won the 25-lap preliminary feature at the Knoxville Raceway. That was Friday night. Erb took the lead on lap 2 from Brandon Shepard, was able to hold him off in a 2-lap shootout for his 3rd career win at Knoxville. Brandon Shepard crossed the finish line second, followed by Tyler Bruning, Tim McCready, and Mike Marlar. On Saturday night, Marlar became the first driver to win 3 Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals 100-lap main events. Marlar started third, picked up the race lead on lap 41 from Tim McCready. Marlar was able to hold off the current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point leader by just over half a second at the finish for a career best $50,000 payday for himself and car owner Ronnie Delk. Ricky Weiss finished in third. Next up for the Lucas Oil Series is
another race.
Yeah, another race. For some reason, I have Eldora on Saturday night. That's
wow.
I don't think they're gonna be running there with the All-Stars. ARCA Menard Series, Ty Gibbs led all 200 laps of the ARCA Menard Series Busch Beans 200 on Thursday night. That was last Thursday night at Bristol Motor Speedway. It was Gibbs' 10th victory of the 2021 ARCA Menard season. Sammy Smith finished second to clinch the 2021 ARCA Menard Series East Championship. Taylor Gray finished third in that. Next up for ARCA Series is the Sous Chef Power Packs 200 on Friday, October 1st, I believe. Because we were just having that discussion. The second is a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I have Friday, October 2nd. It's either Friday or Saturday next week. Whoever did this prep was terrible. That's at Salem Speedway. It's going to be at 8 p.m. on MAV TV and NBC Track Pass. NASCAR action, Chandler Smith earned his first Truck Series victory as well as a spot in the second round of the playoffs Thursday night at Bristol. Grant Enfinger slipped past John Hunter Nemechek in the final 3 laps to finish second, with Nemechek crossing the line in third. In Xfinity action, AJ Allmendinger took his Chevrolet 3 wide to the bottom, past Justin Allgaier and Austin Cendric on the final lap, and won Friday's Food City 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Did you see that finish?
I didn't, but I heard it was
Wrecking across the line. That was
yeah.
pretty cool. That was a pretty decent finish. After taking the checkered flag, Allmendinger careened off the inside wall, slid across the track into traffic, took a huge hit from teammate Justin Haley. Cindric finished second. Riley Herbst finished in third. In Cup action, I didn't see any of this, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. Kyle Larson picked up the win at Bristol Motor Speedway on Saturday's Bass Pro Shops NRA night race. Harvick settled for second, but he was far from pleased with Chase Elliott after the race. The two exchanged words on pit road. And again, in the garage area before eventually going to Elliott's team hauler to have a private conversation. Just a little, discussion, I guess. William Byron finished third in that one. Next up for NASCAR is the Cup Series South Point 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Sunday, September 26th at 7 p.m. on NBCSN. Xfinity Series will have the Alsco Uniforms 302 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Saturday, September 25th at 7:30. That's this Saturday on NBCSN. And the trucks have Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 at Las Vegas on Friday, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on FS1.
Now, you did see that unhappy Harvick was smart enough not to take his helmet off, right?
He was cranky. He's like a cranky old man.
Ooh, I'm telling you.
I saw he was kind of pissed at one of the reporters that were standing there with his phone trying to videotape him during the second conversation before they went.
The initial conversation, he must have expected something because he kept his helmet on.
We'll talk more about that a little bit later. IndyCar action. Colton Herta led 91 and 95 laps on Sunday at the NTT IndyCar Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. It was the second victory of the season. Herta defeated NTT IndyCar Series championship leader Alex Palou by 1.9747 seconds. Romain Grosjean, who wrecked the pace car while doing some filming for NBC on Saturday, finished third. Did you see that? I didn't really understand that. But final race of the season is coming up for the IndyCar Series on Sunday, 3 o'clock on NBCSN. It's the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. And other notes, Flow Racing Night in America at Farmer City. Tuesday night, that event was postponed to Wednesday and then canceled due to the rain and wet grounds. Weather. Yeah. So let's move on to our guest. Let's bring him in here. He's been waiting patiently. I've been babbling on doing Jerry's job, who's feeling under the weather. So Spencer, how's it going?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Welcome to the big show.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me.
First off, I got to say congrats on the Brad Doty Classic win and the Ambush win as well. Let's start off talking about the Doty, I guess, leading the final 33 laps with Brad Sweet right on your tail.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my cooler nights that I've gotten experience in the racing industry, and something I think that everyone at some point or another is shooting to do is to win an outlaw race, and to finally be able to get that done and kind of get that monkey off your back, it feels really good. And to be able to do it at a place like Attica, where at the Brad Doty Classic, there's I think we had 40 or 50 cars there, and felt like we were up against the best of the best. And in order to be able to pull off a win, you had to put together an entire night of clean laps and really good qualifying. And Kevin and Sam had to do their part in giving me the car. I can potentially take to that level, and we're able to put it all together, and it was very satisfying.
Now, you had Brad Sweet behind you there. There was a restart with, 7 laps to go. It was close to the end. What's going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I was I knew he was behind me, and all I could really think about under the caution was trying to figure out where I needed to be, what was the best game plan on this restart to get through 1 and 2 the best. I thought if I could get off of 2 and into 3 ahead of him with a run, then I would be fine, because I felt once my momentum got built up, I was pretty comfortable with my package. But to go against that, I've watched I don't know how many times from home watch Brad steal a win on a late race restart. When the leader was checked out at one point, and Brad, just being Brad or Donnie or a lot of these guys are able to do, they can just take advantage of a situation like that and put themselves in a better position. And I felt like I did my part and did my job, and didn't make any mistakes there late, and never really gave them opportunity to pounce. So felt like it was a good reward to give my guys for all their hard work and effort. And it was definitely a special night. Getting your first Outlaw win was really, really special. And what comes with that is the amount of people and the types of people that would come up and congratulate us on the achievement, that are guys that have once gotten their first Outlaw win. So they know how truly special it is to be in that type of position. And that was one of the coolest things.
How was your season prior to this race?
It was prior to that race, in the 11, things were good, but that didn't really come together until middle of Ohio Speed Week. So the beginning of my season was a lot of filling in for injured drivers, sick drivers, filling in cars where they just didn't have drivers at the time. I think I ran, this is my fifth or sixth different car I ran this season. And that all happened, before June. I've finally been in the same car ever since June, but so it's been a little back and forth, up and down, and made the most of it. And then got the call from Mike and Kathy McGee to come drive the 11. They were making a change, and they wanted me to be a part of it. And it's probably one of the better decisions I've been able to make, and fortunate to get a call like that, an opportunity to go race as much as we have. And we've made the most of it. I mean, we've won a few races now, and we've really made a statement. And it's pretty exciting to be able to jump in something like that middle of the season, and just hit the ground running and take off right away.
So you've been running the McGee number 11 since the middle of June then?
Yeah, June, I think, mid to late June. It's
Okay.
right around Ohio Speed Week time. Phil, I jumped in and finished the yeah.
Must have felt pretty comfortable getting that win, not even a month after jumping into that ride.
Yeah. My first race with them was at Waynesfield, and we weren't bad, but didn't start very good in the feature, and just was able to kind of ride around. But then the next night out, I think I led most of the race and got to traffic and made just a couple of mistakes in traffic, and got beat by Peck on the last lap. So that was kind of all of a sudden, heading home from that race, was like, okay, well, this, we can do it, and we're right there. We just, to be able to find speed that quickly. Obviously they've been running all season, so they've kind of have their groove down. But for me to be able to come in and click with Kevin and Sam right away was pretty cool, and it's really propelled our season, and kind of given us a different outlook, and given me a different position, just because of this, and a position I wouldn't be in today without the opportunity from the 11.
So it's looking pretty good for next year?
Yep, we're working through everything right now to get all that figured out. It's kind of a deal when you're able to kind of jump onto the scene and make a statement like we have. Things begin to you're in a better place and kind of a better position moving forward, and it's trying to bring yourself back up to the round table, if you say, I guess, of kind of establishing yourself. There for a while, I felt like I was kind of in and out and floating between rides, and just struggling to put together a half-assed schedule, and then at that point you just feel like you're falling behind. So for what we've been able to do has been really good, and one of the most impactful, important things has been the ability to get consistent laps night after night, and I feel like I have learned so much because of that, and it's been a great opportunity.
And you mentioned Sam, he's your crew chief, I do believe, and he's a younger guy just like yourself. So
Kevin and Sam both kind of work together. Kevin Osmowski, he's actually the crew chief.
Okay.
And Sam, he's the same McGee Motorsports car, so he's kind of head honcho, I guess you could say, with the team, and he does all the motor and fueling stuff. So it's a two-guy team. I make a third, but I'm not as handy and valuable as those two guys are. So they've been able to find a good balance between. So
you guys have a pretty good future ahead of you if things stay together and keep going as they are. Back to the Doty deal. How cool is that to run in front or to win in front of Brad, and get the check from the trophy from him and everything there after the race?
Yeah, it was really cool. It's like I said just a few minutes ago, getting your first Outlaw win's a big deal, but when it's at a facility like Attica, in a crowd like the Brad Doty Classic, it makes it even more special. And all that Brad has done in his racing career, inside and outside of the car, he's been, largely impactful and has made a, successful career out of it, even after he got out of the car. So to win a race with, someone like Brad's name on it is truly special. And it's pretty cool to see some of these guys that are still around and want to be involved and wanting to have an impact on the community and that sort of thing of the industry. And that part was really, really cool. And the helmet that I got to, that I won was, of course, the Brad Doty helmet. It was all painted up, and that's something I'm never going to let slip away. It's obviously a really, really special piece.
Cool. And you actually got your very first 410 sprint car win at Attica, so
right.
You know how to get around that track.
Brad was there that night too, because I remember that's back in 2017, and I think he sent out a tweet saying something about how he ran, and I remember thinking, man, that's so cool. Someone like Brad is there watching and paying attention and just being involved. And, and then to be able to go back and get my first Outlaw win there too is even cooler.
Now, how old were you back in 17? I mean, how many years have you been running a 410?
I would have been 18, I think, 17 or 18. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're at the older edge, though, you got to be 14 or 15 these days to get into racing.
Apparently, yeah. It's all changed now, man. It's kind of funny. We were joking the other day, with him. I was joking with my dad and talking about, eventually, and it's not going to be long, there's going to be, Owen Larson in there trying to shake things up, and Cash Boyer and some of these other guys that are kind of moving up the ranks. And, you kind of look at those kids now and to think, wow, they're, so young and so little, but granted, they're not far away. And it seems like, guys are starting younger and younger every year and making a big statement.
Well, you got the Attica Ambush win and the All-Star feature at just a few weeks ago at Attica as well. A little bit different race there because you didn't get the lead. You took the lead from Zeb Wise with just 4 laps to go. Was it a more difficult win than the Brad Doty?
Yeah, it was. I would say it was a lot more. The Doty, I was running. I think I started third, I believe. Yeah, third, and was racing around third and fourth most of the race. And then just on a restart, the door just opened, and I went straight from, I think, third to first, and was able to kind of just get in a rhythm after that. Where this past win at Attica, I started, I think, 10th, 8th or 10th, and had to really kind of be, just not make any mistakes. I had to be very thoughtful with my maneuvers and how I got around guys, catch guys, utilize lap cars, picks and things like that, and just trying to look ahead and also kind of understand, okay, where are the leaders at? What are they doing? And it was just a lot more, seemed like a lot more thought process went into it rather than you just get to the lead and you just got to make sure you don't screw up. This came down to a lot of strategy, and felt like my car was pretty good early, but I could tell it was getting better and better, and I was able to get the wing back more and more, and the car was able to support it. So that meant more and more drive was to come. So I knew I had a little bit of time, but had to be pretty savvy with all the moves I made to make sure you don't make one mistake that's going to ruin the whole thing. So it was a very satisfying win, being able to maneuver and kind of get around guys here and there, and feel like I was able to figure out how to get around the track better in 1 and 2 than some of the other guys. And I feel like that's where I made a lot of my time up. And that just came from working through traffic and kind of moving across the racetrack, trying to figure out what works best for you and your car.
Those kind of nights always feel good because you're passing cars and you've got something in your mind that you can one car at a time. In my lifetime, leading a race is the hardest thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you don't know you don't know if you can hold something back in
Right.
case, or
Right.
You just want that next flag to be the checkered flag
Right.
every lap.
how long is this sucker going to last?
Well, and I'm sure, yeah, you would understand how much you can overthink a situation in a scenario when you are leading. Whether you think you're hearing someone, whether you think that's, you now have a vibration. When you're running
Absolutely.
third, fourth, you're just chasing. You're just on a mission, and you can see what they're doing, and you know that they don't know where you're at behind them. So obviously, yeah, roles reverse. I guess when you are leading, it sounds easier or simpler. The clean air helps tremendously, but yeah, you get the traffic at the wrong time, in the wrong position, wrong spot on the track, and that can end your whole event, and lose your win right there. So you're spot on with that.
That was your favorite track, Attica, because you got your first win there. You got those 2 huge wins this year. What is your favorite place to race at?
It's definitely creeping up there. I'm sure these last ones. No, I've always enjoyed Attica. I've got some favorites probably. Back in my midget days, Kokomo was by far my favorite track. Just has always seemed to put on tremendous racing. But I got to be a pretty big fan of the big tracks. So Eldora, Belleville High Banks, back in the day. Now one of my favorite big tracks is Port Royal. I know that some people don't agree with that. Some people have it's kind of a love-hate relationship with a lot of people, but I just see all the work and effort they've put into that place and to make it what it is and what it came from. And they have some really big events. And then Phil too, the place that I feel like I've gotten fairly comfortable and have been able to adapt to that place, as tricky as it can be. Just seems like it hasn't treated me the best sometimes. I feel like I have spurts of speed and competitiveness, and then we just haven't been able to make it all come together at once and make it happen in the week of Knoxville Nationals. But I've got a few of those. Kokomo's still probably at the top of my list. Attica is up there as well.
Now, you mentioned the midgets. You've had success running the Chili Bowl. You finished 3rd in 2018. You ran in New Zealand, did the New Zealand Midget Championship, finished 1st in that. You've had success in the USAC Midget Series as well. Is that where you got your start into open wheel racing?
Yeah, midgets was the first my first opportunity where I really ran, where it wasn't as much as a hobby, I guess. I started racing quarter midgets when I was 9 or 10, just with my dad and I, and no one in my family raced. A family friend had one for sale, and we'd always watch the races on NASCAR. And then my grandparents live in Fairbury, Illinois. And so when I was a little kid, we'd go over there every once in a while in the summer and watch the late models on Saturday nights. So that's how I got introduced, but we never had any involvement in the actual industry itself until our family friend sold us a quarter midget. And then we went and played with that, and we would run 10, 12 races a year. And then it kind of seemingly progressed into micro sprints. That's what a lot of guys were doing. So that's what we did. And then ran that for 3 years. And then I think at the end of that 3rd year, I ran some Melkenny Midget Series races, which it's kind of like a Ford Focus midget, a 1200 cc engine, motorcycle engine in a standard midget frame. So kind of doggy and heavy, but that got me kind of a door open to potentially moving into the national midget scene, and then was able to do that in 2014 was my first year with Clausen's. And that's when things kind of started to take shape a little bit more and looking at this as potentially a career opportunity. But, as any racer would know, it's a long journey, and you never really quite feel like you're 100% established. You never have made it, right? Because no one, at any point in time, you can lose your ride, and you can, be out of a job without an income, or you can get hurt. So I felt like 2 to 3 years into my midget career, I felt like I had a decent shot at trying to make something out of this, but it's just been an up and down, hill battle ever since then. I think a lot of guys could probably say the same with their careers.
So what's your ultimate goal as far as racing? I mean, do you want to do the entire World of Outlaw tour? Or you want to get up to NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar? What's your ultimate goal?
I think any young kid would probably, as a young race fan, as you know, growing up 4, 5, 6 years old, you of course watch NASCAR on Saturdays. You watch Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, you know, you watch Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, all these guys. They're, you know, the heroes of NASCAR in my day at least. And so I got growing up to watch that, and that was always kind of something I wanted to do, and I thought it'd be so cool to race on Sundays. But time on, you quickly realize that that industry has shifted tremendously in terms of its financial position and how, you know, the actual series itself goes around. So, you know, grassroots dirt track racing, I feel right now is one of the strongest, deepest series in all of racing, just due to the interaction side of, like, from the fans and the series and promoters and what they're able to do for us and our teams to, you know, be able to come race for some good money. So right now my goal is to definitely, I want to compete on the Outlaw Tour, and I want to do it not just to do it. I want to actually go compete, and I want to be an established driver in that category. But I know that takes some time and takes a while to build to that. And you know, you see like a Brad Sweet or Donnie Schatz there for a while until him and Ricky split up. You know, that bond between a driver, a team, and a crew chief, all the same, goes a long way after a few years. So I want to be able to find that and to be able to build with a program, with a team that can get to that point, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Well, I think that's probably why Kyle Larson keeps coming back Friday nights and Saturday nights and going out and winning on Sundays. First, it keeps him sharp, and second, he just enjoys the crowds.
And he likes beating everybody in late models, sprints. What if you put him in something with wheels, he's going to beat you.
Yeah, he said it before. I'm sure you guys have heard it on TV, how just racing as much as he does compared to some of his fellow NASCAR drivers, it keeps him that much sharper. And he's just constantly in a racing position. Doesn't matter what type of car it is. He's always in a position where he has to figure out what his car needs, what he needs to be doing, and it shows. I mean, obviously he's freakishly talented. There's guys that race as much as he does in a year, and they're not able to do what he does. But it is pretty impressive to see, you know, what a specific driver is capable of doing with a car that we all are equipped with, if that makes any sense. I mean, he's racing the same, you know, he's racing the same type of sprint car. We all have essentially just as good of engines. There are some really, really, really good crew chiefs out there that you know, does as well as Paul Silva, in my opinion. And Kyle is just, I think he's just the difference. I truly do, because he's able to figure out whatever he's in, what that car needs, and while he's on the racetrack, and makes the most of it.
Well, a couple of weeks ago when he was racing for the lead, came off of turn 4, never lifted and tail slapped the wall. Dirt track move. It didn't work, but it sure was fun to watch.
Right. Yeah. Lots of car control.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit, you guys are working on your plans for next year. Where would you like to see your team next year as far as plans, where to run? Well,
that's something we're kind of working through right now, and trying to figure out what's the best fit and what makes the most sense. You know, there's a lot of incentive with what the Outlaw, you know, World Racing Group is able to provide for programs and teams to join their schedule, but it's that commitment to run up and down the road, cross country, no matter what, of the weather and things like that. And
lots of money and time.
Yeah, lots of money and time. And there's a lot of really cool events and races that you miss while you run the World of Outlaws. For instance, just the Tuscarora 50 this past, you know, couple weekends. You know, that's a really, really big race that pays a lot of money, and it's really cool to be part of. And that's a race you don't get to run if you're on the Outlaw Tour. So you kind of have to just sit down and weigh your options and talk with everyone to see what's the most valuable scenario, what seems like the best idea for the resources you have and the people involved. So that's something we're kind of working through right now.
When do you think you'll have some sort of plan in place then?
I'm not sure. It's this stuff like this always takes time, because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of variables. So I'd like to say hopefully soon.
Okay. more immediate future, are you running Eldora this weekend?
Yep, I'll run at Eldora both nights in the 11 with the World of Outlaws and the All Stars on Saturday, and then I'm also going to run for Chad Boat in the National Midget stuff,
Right.
just to come back and play at Eldora. Like I said before, it's one of my favorite places to race, and a race I've won before in 2017, and hopefully we can go do it again.
Well, maybe you can pick up another World of Outlaw and All-Star victory, but this time in the same weekend.
That'd make it pretty special.
All right, Spencer. Well, we appreciate the time, and we wish you good luck this weekend, and hopefully the weather cooperates as well down there.
Yes, hopefully so. I know they've been getting a lot of rain, but they Tony and his guys have always done a really good job handling that. So I'm sure it'll all work out, and look forward to seeing everyone there.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Thank you guys for having me on.
You bet.
Yep. Thanks, Spencer.
Yep.
Bye. You go, Spencer Bayston. He'll be running down at Eldora for the 4 Crown tomorrow night and on Saturday.
Really well-spoken racer, Scott.
Absolutely.
Very, very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot of talent there, and someone to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
In the future here. Got to pay some bills here before we get to some more racing news. Again, if you want that 4-pack of tickets for Sandusky Speedway, just put hashtag Sandusky in the comments, and that'll put you in the drawing, which we'll be doing here after our Big D's racing menu. So toward the end of the show, I forgot where my bills were. Here they were. I forgot contact freeze frame photos for all your racing photo needs. From action shots to victory lane, they have all your favorite drivers, all your least favorite drivers, and drivers you don't care about. They have them too. They also do special photo shoots by appointment, freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time, 419-476-9978. And they have all those cool other products available as well, like that calendar, which I'm sure will make a good Christmas gift.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Because you can pick your pictures for
stocking stuffers.
Yeah, I think Jerry's getting one for, or his girlfriend's getting one for his truck. Jerry has a big announcement next week. I don't know what it is.
Hard telling.
But
probably going to NASCAR.
Jerry's going to the NASCAR?
Yeah.
That could be it. I think that sounds feasible. Lost my place now. Here we go. I got some racing news to get to here. We mentioned earlier Romain Grosjean crashed the pace car at Laguna Seca while filming a segment for NBC. I just saw the video today for some reason. I couldn't find it earlier, but it wasn't that impressive. He just kind of jumped the curb and went nose first into the tire barrier. Him and Ed Jones were in the car, and they jumped out of the car and started just walking away from it. And it was like, okay.
When you're driving the pace car, rubbing is not racing.
Yeah. I think the thing I was reading too was last time that or some other incidents where pace cars have been involved in accidents.
Yeah.
The Detroit Grand Prix a few years ago, driver hit a bump and just smashed it in the. Well, that was actually during the race though, not a couple days before. Anyway, moving on. IndyCar. Speaking of IndyCar, they unveiled their 2022 17 race schedule earlier this week. Iowa Speedway will return to the schedule to host a doubleheader weekend in July. The Detroit Grand Prix will go back to being a single race event instead of being a doubleheader, which it has been for, I want to say, like 6 or 7 years now. Right. They've been running a Saturday and Sunday race there at Belle Isle. So that's going back to a single event. The season's going to start earlier for the IndyCar series. It's going to start at the end of February with the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. 14 of the 17 events will air on NBC Broadcast Network, which is the most races on a broadcast network television in series history. And you may recall that NBC is shutting down NBCSN at the end of this year. Right. So some of the races are going to be streaming on Peacock, and I think a couple of them are going to be on USA Network, which is owned by NBC as well. So at least one of them is going to be behind a paywall. And I think some of the NASCAR races may be headed to Peacock too. We shall see. Danny Bird, ARCA late model legend, passed away on Tuesday. Bird won the Toledo Speedway late model championships in 1965, 1973, 1978, piled up 31 career feature wins. He also won the 1973 Flat Rock Speedway ARCA late model championship and has 29 feature wins there. Also won the track championship at Mount Clemens Racetrack in the 1960s when it was still dirt. recorded 30 Mount Clemens feature wins. And so Danny Bird passing away. Did you race against him?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Did you beat him at all? Ever?
Don't remember. Probably not. Scott, he was extremely popular with the fans, and always
before my time.
Always had very nice looking race cars.
Okay. Kevin Harvick mentioned was a little cranky with Chase Elliott after the Bristol race there.
Yeah,
and no penalties have been issued by NASCAR for the. And I guess it wasn't really an altercation; it was more of a conversation.
They've been pretty generous about those
letting
things.
them work it out on their own.
Yeah.
Formula One is coming to Miami for the inaugural Miami Grand Prix on May 8th of 2022. It will be the second event in the U.S. for Formula One, in addition to the annual Circuit of the Americas event in Austin, Texas. The course in Miami will be set up around the Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, which will be a purpose-built track called the Miami International Autodrome.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. It'll be like a road course. Did you see this final thing here? Jimmy McCune.
I did.
Was on his way to this weekend's Pink Lady Classic at Meridian Speedway in Idaho, a winged pavement sprint car event co-sanctioned by NSRA/Speed Tour, and also has promotional interest from Must See Racing, which is what Jimmy runs in.
Yeah.
His hauler broke down in Wyoming. And I guess it sounds like he's not going to make it now.
Nah, but he is going to make it.
Is he? Okay.
Yep.
I know he had a post that said he was looking for a way back or something.
Well, somebody brought their toter over, hooked it to their trailer, and headed for Idaho.
Well, he's that far. You gotta might as well just
you would think
pick the truck up on the way back.
Just leave the truck.
Leave the truck.
Hello, insurance company. You ain't going to believe this one.
So that's all the racing news I have for this week. We have our Twitter poll results that we'll have to check out here. It's make sure to follow us on Twitter, as a matter of fact, at Hammer Report. I gotta share the screen. We'll do this.
Da, da, da.
Dun, 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 dun. There it is. All right. This week's Twitter poll was, what is your preferred way to set the lineups for heat races at your local track? Options were pill draw, qualifying, and points. And qualifying, overwhelmingly, was the choice. 76.9% want qualifying, 23.1% prefer the random pill draw. Now, I should have put in there qualifying. Do you line them up straight up from the way they qualify, fastest guy in the poll, or do you do that invert like we had this past weekend for the Bomber Spectacular? Top four?
I like a small inversion.
Small inversion? Okay.
Either 2 or 4.
Well,
I think it leads to better racing rather than putting the fastest guy on the point.
I agree. I think, wasn't it Brian that used to... back in the day, Bryan Motor Speedway, they would put the fastest qualifier at the back.
Yeah.
And then just so you wouldn't sandbag, they would keep track of the leader's laps. So if you ran faster, there was a little bit of an allowance, but if you ran so much faster than you did in qualifying, then you were just black flagged.
There was a breakout rule, and I think it was, like a half a second or a
Something
second,
like that, yeah.
And it's tough on a dirt track because conditions can change.
Yeah.
Pavement tracks frequently do that, but it's a whole lot more consistent medium on pavement than on dirt. But Brian was fun.
Brian was fun. And now I don't know what it is. It's just kind of like a marshy area there. I got to thank Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223. Race Cars, parts, safety equipment, service, everything a racer needs. And he's also the maestro of this big event coming up on October 9th at Whiteford Stone Cove Park.
Absolutely.
Any new information on that?
Well, no information other than we've got 8 food trucks under contract. So we're looking real good with food trucks. There's so much going on, Scott. There's bounce houses for kids, a pretty significant kids area, plus adults have got car shows, race cars, classic cars, Jeeps, antique tractors. There's a cornhole tournament, a crafting section, vendors row. It's going to be a very big event, and there's no charge for general admission. If you want to bring a race car and a classic car, it's $20. One fee covers everything. So,
so if I want to bring my race car, I got to pay $20.
Yep. But you got to remember,
shouldn't you pay me to bring my race car?
I probably should. Maybe I'll sponsor you.
Oh, okay.
But Scott, every dime that the show takes in goes to
playground
for a playground for the kids. We've got to start somewhere, and this is it.
It's a pretty cool looking park. I've never actually been in, but I drive by it all the time when I come to your place.
Well, there's 8 ball diamonds, a very significant walking trail, part of it through the woods, part of it a
disc
gravel.
golf.
Yeah. And there's a very highly ranked Frisbee golf course there, but no playground for kids, and we plan on correcting that.
Brian Seeley asked, where was Bryan Speedway at? And Dean Henry answered him, yeah, Bryan.
Oh, okay.
Bryan, Ohio. Last week's How Many was how many bombers were going to be at Oakshade on Saturday night for the Bomber Spectacular. And the correct number was 47.
Yeah.
Jerry, who decided to call in sick today, he picked 48, so he was the closest out of us on the show.
But he forfeits because he's not here.
Well, then I would have won that because I think
it.
I was second.
You were next closest.
I picked in the middle.
Congratulations,
Woo! Scott. Yay! Okay. Our online winner was Nancy Schoenauer. She picked 47 exactly.
Woo.
So she was the only one that got that exactly right. She'll get a Big D's pizza.
Real race fan there. Congratulations, Nancy.
Just get with Dean Henry and he'll hook you up there. This week's How Many? We're going to talk Eldora. How many All-Stars are going to be at Eldora on Saturday evening for the 4 Crown? And I guess I have to pick first, huh?
Yeah.
Son of a gun. I really didn't do any research on that. I'm going to go with 47. Why not? That seemed to be a good number last week.
45.
45?
Yeah.
All right. If you would like to a chance to win a Big D's pizza, put your guess in the comments of our YouTube or Facebook Live.
If Jerry happens to be watching, he could put him.
He could put his guess in too.
In the comments, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give you until 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So if you're listening to us on the podcast on Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, or whatever, then you can still find our broadcast and get your guess in. Just put your guess in the comments. As they're still rolling in. Everybody's a lot lower than I thought, so I might be screwed on this one. So, and if we do have a tie, you can guess the same as somebody else. We'll spin the Big D's pizza wheel to break any ties. And again, time running out to get in on that drawing for the 4-pack of tickets to Sandusky Speedway for the cavalcade coming up on Saturday and Sunday, October 2nd and 3rd. The cavalcade or the tickets good for Saturday night. Again, just hashtag Sandusky in the comments. So after you put your guess in for how many, just put hashtag Sandusky in there if you want a chance to win that as well. And we'll be doing that drawing here in just a few moments, as a matter of fact. Right after our weekend Big D's Pizza racing menu, which got a little smaller today.
Yeah.
With Oakshade already pulling the plug due to the track's underwater, which, kind of creates a problem.
Yeah.
I think they had a couple of their tow trucks are still parked in the infield, surrounded by water.
Floating.
Yeah. And that was after pumping all day yesterday. So one less race to go to. Friday night, you got Eldora Speedway with the 39th running of the 4 Crown Nationals. World of Outlaws will be in action. The sprint car series, that is. USAC Midgets in action. Silver Crown qualifying on Friday night as well. Gates open at 2 o'clock, racing at 8, and general admission on Friday is $34. Saturday night, got a few choices here still, unless we get any cancellations. If we do, we'll share them on our social media. Fremont Speedway, scheduled to have O'Reilly Auto Parts Night featuring 410 sprints, 305 sprints, dirt trucks, and steel block late model series. I have never heard of this series.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like Ron may be thinking about making a trip out there with the 35 with the steel block.
Steve.
And Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Millers might be out at Fremont Speedway on Saturday night. Gates open at 4:00, racing at 7. General admission $18. Maybe I'll head out there since I got my plans. Since my Saturday night has opened up. Montpelier Motor Speedway in Montpelier, Indiana is having the 3-in-1 fall fling featuring UMP modified, super stocks, and compacts. Gates open at 4:45, racing at 7:30. General admission $12 there. Shady Bowl in DeGraff, Ohio has the 4th annual Clunker Classic. It's the King of Enduro 300 lap race, a trailer race, a chain race, skid plate race, and a flagpole race. And I guess there are more. So it sounds like one of those kind of fun nights like Flat Rock in Toledo does. And
have you seen one of those skid plate races?
I have not. I think I might have a while ago.
I think they use compacts, which are front wheel drive, but then they put skid plates on the rear, and
so it just kind of slides around.
Yeah,
I think I saw that at that drag strip demo derby thing.
Mighta coulda.
Anyway, Eldora in action again on Saturday for the 39th running of 4 Crown Nationals, featuring USAC midgets on Saturday, USAC National Sprint Cars, Silver Crowns, and the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Gates open at noon, racing at 8. General admission $34 on Saturday night as well at Eldora Speedway. And of course, you can see Spencer Bayston running both nights, doing the World of Outlaws and the All-Stars, and running it with the USAC midgets.
So now you've got a reason to either watch or I imagine it'll be on Flow Racing too. So
you got the forecast for this weekend?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give us that, and then we'll draw for the winner of the Sandusky Cavalcade
tomorrow. It's been raining for 4 days, and everything's pretty flooded, but rain's supposed to quit tomorrow morning. Should be quitting probably around 10 o'clock in all of our areas around here. And with any luck, the pumps will have been working. And
tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny, so give it a chance.
A little cool.
Things to dry out. Yeah,
a little cool.
Fingers crossed. So let's do the drawing here for the Sandusky Cavalcade deal. This is the first time we've done this. I know the Sandusky guys do this all the time. So we're going to switch over here, and we're going to click on this, and now we're going to draw. We only have 4 entries. Apparently only 4 people. All right, we'll give you one more minute.
Hashtag Sandusky.
Yes, hashtag Sandusky.
Scott, I thought I saw more than that.
I thought I did too. I said there's only 4. I don't know. So you got a 25%. Chris Mize is one of them.
What?
He's going to be there anyways. I don't know if that's quite fair. So we'll give you just a minute here. Tell you what, we'll do the drawing after we do our Hammer Down hotline for this week. A very humbling Hammer Down hotline. If you want to call and leave a message anytime, there's the number 419-318-3081, 419-318-3081. Call, tell us whatever's on your mind. Tell us we suck. Tell us you love us, whatever. Here is this week's Hammer Down hotline, and then we'll come back and do that drawing. So again, hashtag Sandusky in the comments if you want to get entered into the drawing for the Cavalcade tickets. Yeah, free, 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah, 4-pack. So here's this week's Hammer Down hotline.
I just want to let you know, I listen to a lot of racing podcasts, a lot of them. And out of all the podcasts I listen to, this is by far the worst podcast I've ever listened to. I just got awful. It is just the worst racing podcast. I mean, I've listened to podcasts about termites that are better than this podcast. I just want you to know that. I mean, it's like a soggy hot dog on a Sunday afternoon. But please keep up the work. We enjoy it.
No, that was actually from a Georgia number.
Really?
Yeah, a real call. Appreciate that. I'm going to use that like a soggy hot dog
Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
You know, if the
Okay,
guy's
how's
from
that, bud?
Georgia and listens to us,
I had to look up the area code.
Okay.
We appreciate you listening to us, even though we do. I mean, he wasn't wrong. Nothing he said there was wrong. Terrible.
Yeah, but
I don't
we're
know
legends in our own minds.
We
Scott.
are, yeah. And somehow we still make the best of Toledo city
Yeah.
paper deal. Let's go back to the comments, see if we got any more. I got you only get one. I guess if you do it more than once, you still only are entered in the drawing once. So we're gonna go with what we got here. Let me switch back over here. Here we go. Oh, we got 5 entries now. So here we go for the Sandusky Speedway Cavalcade coming up on Saturday, Sunday.
4-ticket bonanza.
4-ticket bonanza for Saturday's event. The winner is, if it's going to be Chris Mize, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be Chris Mize. Well, Chris Mize, race director at Sandusky Speedway. Apparently, you just won yourself 4 tickets. I think this thing might let us. Can we do this again? Draw again. We're going to do this again. Here we go. I wish there was a way to take out people. Going through the names, cycling through. It's going to be
Matt Swander.
There you go. Matt Swander. He's got 4-pack of tickets to Sandusky Speedway on Saturday, October 2nd for the first night of the Sandusky Speedway Cavalcade.
Congratulations, Matt and Lisa.
Yes. And family or whoever you take with you. You know, if you don't want to take your family, that's fine. We're not here to judge. That's going to do it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report, I think.
Really?
I think so. Next week, I know Dean Henry was talking about possibly having Tyler Erb on, and I haven't heard back from him.
Okay.
Although I did miss a couple calls from him. I do apologize. I was busy working on stuff this week. So we'll be back next week with maybe Tyler Erb, maybe someone else. I don't know. We'll see.
Happy 4-year anniversary again, Scott.
It's been 4 years we've been doing this. 7 o'clock Thursday night. Seems like that's all we do.
Go to Toledo City Paper and nominate Hammer Down Racing Report.
There you go. I'll have to pin that post to the top of our Facebook.
Yeah.
With that link directly to there. Make sure to nominate Ryan Weekman, too, for the meteorologist.
Please do.
Does a good job for us. Once again, thanks to all our sponsors as the race season winds down. Oakshade Raceway, Road Geese Silhouette Decoys, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, and Dipman Motorsports. Again, make sure to like us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all those places. And even if you don't like us, I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
So do it anyways. And again, don't forget to call the Hammer Down hotline if you want to be on next week's show anytime during the week. Right there it is again, 419-318-3081. That's it. I'm done.
Let's go eat, Scott.
Okay. We're out. We'll see you next week.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.